Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land, whatever part of the world that you are in. In my part of the world, I was tagged by James Humerick, I hope I said your name correctly, brother, about my 3 favorite knives and what they are. So I will just tell you, my first favorite knife is just a little old 3-bladed old timer that my stepfather gave to me. I can get the 3rd blade open. He gave it to me, I don't even know, man, at least 15 years ago. You see the old timer thing is popped out. This is some sort of an antler handle. I don't remember exactly what all it is. I just know that it stays in my pocket, and we use it for just about everything from when I'm tying up little fishing rigs and stuff like that. Help me trim off my line and cutting, to twine on the bales of hay when we're opening up hay and cutting open feed sacks and all that kind of stuff, and cleaning out my fingernails and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even know if they still even make this knife anymore, old timer, but I know they still make the 3-bladed kind, of course. So this is just a regular old standard old timer 3-bladed pocket knife. My second favorite knife was made by my good friend Ricky Wallace. He calls this the Big Fish. It's a fillet knife. This one is the very first one he ever made, because I had told him one day he made me another fillet knife, and it was kind of small and a real stiff blade. And I clean a lot of hybrid bass, large hybrid bass, and they're a big fat fish. And I told him, I said, Ricky, I need something that's got a more flexible blade so that I can get the skin off. You see how flat flexes? So I can peel the meat off of the skin, and something that's wide that'll handle great big fillets on these, big catfish and big bass and stuff. And he made this one here for me, and man, I just love this thing. I beat the crap out of this knife. I'm not admitting anything, but I'll say that you can baton firewood with it as well, and it still holds an edge, man. It's just really good steel, and Ricky makes really good stuff, man. And this is, like I said, this was called the Big Fish, and I guess that's probably about a 16-inch blade, maybe somewhere in there. But it is very sharp, very durable, and it's got just the right amount of flex in it to get in there and get underneath the skin on that fillet and pull it right off of the fillet. And it comes with this sheath. I think he calls them scabbards. But yep, this is another one of my favorite knives, and we use this one a lot in the kitchen too. Often in my videos, you will see this knife right here on this magnet on the side of our island, because we use it a lot for cutting meat and cutting everything around here in the kitchen, anything that you need a long thin blade for. So it's a great knife, and I love it. My third favorite knife is also made by Ricky Wallace. This is what he calls the bait knife. It won't come with a holster like this. This holster was custom made for me by Master Sergeant Hutchings, who's just an awesome dude, man. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sheath, and I love it to death. Your bait knife most probably won't have a Master Sergeant sheath. If it does, consider yourself damn lucky, man. But it probably not. But this is another knife that Ricky came up with, because once again, I was bitching at him about needing a knife to cut frozen bait and how hard it was to cut bait sometimes when I'm out fishing. So he designed this thing here. And you would think that this big blade, this thick blade like this knife would be heavy, but man, this thing only weighs like 2 ounces. It's a very light knife, very light knife. These teeth up here, he files them down a little bit. I think he makes these out of a bandsaw blade. And he files them down, but they're still sharp, and you can still saw through frozen bait. You can cut through non-frozen bait. This handle was made for me by his son, Ricky Jr. It is 3D printed plastic, and it's very cool. You can have these handles made if you like. He can make you one of these regular dude fishing handles if you are interested in the bait knife, or he could put a regular wooden handle on here with various types of wood that he has. Again, very, very durable. You can see that I have just absolutely beat the crap out of this knife, and I have never ever put this one on a stone yet to resharpen it. It is still sharp, and I have not had to put this on a stone yet to resharpen it. I just run it through my little honer. I call it a little honer, and I'll show that here in a second. But all of these knives that Ricky makes are high carbon steel. and they hold a really good edge, man. And it's just one of my favorite knives. It's a custom knife, and I just love it. I just love the design of it. I love the holster, and this thing stays with me in my tackle bag every time I go fishing. It is with me, and right now this is my favorite knife that I have. So, and these two knives here, I will leave a link to Ricky's website if you're interested in trying to get with him on one of these knives. He can definitely make one for you. What I use to sharpen and to upkeep my knives is this here is just a regular old, they just call them little Arkansas stones, that was sent to me by the redneck prepper who just so happens to live in Arkansas. What's up, Tony? And this is what I use to sharpen my knives. Once they get to the point to where you can feel that they need a good blade sharpen, then I just use my Arkansas knife like this, and I give my knife a sharpen. And there's going to be dudes who tell me, you're doing it wrong, to which I will reply, nah, because it makes a good edge. So, but most of the time, I don't have to use the stone. I just use this little thing here from Rada. I don't know what it's called, man. It's just Rada manufacturing knife sharpener thing. They're like, I think it was like 11 bucks or something like that. Maybe even less than that. It would depend on where you look. I'll look on Amazon. If I find them on Amazon, I'll leave a link. Not that I'm not an Amazon affiliate or any of that kind of stuff, but I'll just leave a link to where I find one. And these things work great, man. They work great at honing. You just run your knife through those little washers like this, and it does a great job of realigning your blade and honing it up and making it sharp again. And this is what we keep, and we use this for all of our knives. These two is what we use to sharpen and maintain them. So there you have it, James. I hope that helps. I hope that answers your questions on the tag that you did on what are my 3 favorite knives. Those are my 3 favorite knives. I just love them. Like I said, I'll leave links. I don't know. I won't know if I'll be able to find a link for one of these old timers that I carry. I'll look, but it's 15 years old. They're always changing their designs. We'll see. But I will try to leave a link where you can get one of these, and I will leave a link to Ricky's website to where you can get one of these if you so choose. The Big Fish and the bait knife, amongst many of the others that he makes and sells. So there you have it, guys. J Hill's 3 favorite knives. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. God bless. In the end.
Buzz, buzz, the end.